Hello, Soul Heads. It's Greg Allison with Green Greg's coming to you tonight with this latest rendition of Nuke War News. My friends, the world is crazy, and we're going to have to share what all's going on before you know it. Guys, uh, just in time for potential war with Iran, we developed a new gravity bomb, and the Russians have a new nuke to air-to-air nuclear bomb to deliver from their jet fighters. This thing with Iran seems to be really not going anywhere. I mean, they're just kicking the can down the road. Israel has said they will attack. Israel has come out and just said point blank, hey, we're going to attack Iran. We don't care what the United States does. And, there's been some intel. In fact, there was a guy who appeared on Nate's Canadian Prepper show about 3 or 4 weeks ago who basically laid it out, said, hey, the plans were laid out some time back. And the plans were that Israel would actually do this and play the bad guy, and the United States would just kind of get drug into it. This may be coming to pass, guys, because we're trying to shove Israel off and act like we're distanced from them. Is this an act? Is it a play? Is it a ploy? Or is this something that's really going down? I mean, there's a lot of questions here. China, gosh, my friends, China is getting more aggressive every day, and their technological capabilities are going up. And China's got some stuff up their sleeves that's truly got me concerned beyond all. What, Iran, Russia, we could just push all those aside. They're like Sunday school picnics compared to what we got to deal with China. Although we could wind up in the nuclear war with either one of these if we're not careful, or we could lose our power grid. So our power grid's at risk. You know, we're putting a lot at risk for mighty small gains in Iran and in Europe today. I'm not a fan of this. You know that for a long time. But China may give us no choice. I think we got a choice in the other theaters. We could backpedal. It's not as big a thing to me in terms of they're not an existential threat to America. They may be existential threats in the Mideast. They may pose for Iran. They may pose existential threats in Europe with regard to Russia. But Europe should be able to take care of its own. Yet, President Trump still got his nose in this. I don't know why. In both cases. He makes like he's pulling it out of Iran. I don't know, guys. You tell me what you think about this. What do you really think is happening there? I'm trying to see if I can pull up this live chat on my other computer, and it's not showing that we're live. Let me look over in my other chat thing. This is not showing. Interesting. Am I actually even live? Give me a second, guys. I have to pull up my other chat over here. Yeah, we're live. Okay, good. We got people in the room. What's it not coming up over here? That's odd. Hey, Rodney, super chat from Rodney. Salute, Rodney. Thank you, sir. Wow. See, that's the kind of thing I don't want to miss. That's why I'm trying to pull it up on this other screen. And bada bing, bada bang. What is going on here? This is nuts. Let me try to make sure. Do it again. I don't know. This is odd. It's just not coming up. That's odd. That's really odd. Anyway, maybe I'll pull up on my phone. I don't want to get bogged down in a live chat because I want to do the news first and then come to the live chat as I normally do. Yeah, this is taking me too long. This is really taking me too long. So I'll just have to check back occasionally. I don't know why it's not showing up here. This is just odd. Really, really odd. There it is. There it is. And YouTube's doing things different. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right, good. I can kind of monitor that. All right, guys, let's do this. I am going to go share and we're going to talk about some things from the news, and we're just going to go through them in that fashion. But thank you so much, sir, Rodney. Coffee time. Amen. How many people we got in the room? We got 16 thumbs up, 46 watching. Not bad. For all you Americans, this is Memorial Day, a time to honor and pay homage to the people that defended our country, defended our freedoms, and lost their lives in the process of that. So it's time to pay some, while you're in the middle of all your hamburger and whatever, rib cookouts, take a moment to think about that. That's what this is all about. Anyway, so let me come back to my control screen and do a share. Bada bing, bada bang. And I'm going to show you some stuff. For one, I've got a video that I worked on for a solid week. This video took a lot of research, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. Well, I'm not going to, it's going to premiere Wednesday. It will premiere at, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, which is also Arizona time for right now. Although we're Mountain Time, we're Mountain Standard, not Daylight Time. So this video, guys, hey, we got Captain America in the house. Captain America's in my video, by the way, that I'm about to show you. You need to see this video right here. China coming for you. It's China's comeback. This is me showing that Peter Zion and a lot of people who pronounce China dead are wrong. China has got a pathway that even under economic duress, even under trade wars of the United States, they've got a pathway to come back and come back in spades like you wouldn't believe, and pose such a threat to the world. I mean, the entire world. And in fact, I'm even showing you how the 200 million man cavalry from Revelations could easily be fielded by China in no time flat, guys. You won't believe what this video shows, but I show exactly how it can be done, how it can be afforded, and why China has the means and the motive to do things that's going to scare you. This is the scariest deadgum video I've ever seen, and I wound up making it for myself. Jesus, guys, you need to see this, because awareness is the beginnings of dealing with it. And this is going to come out. Yeah, most Americans are sleeping right now. You're right, Kathleen. This video is intended to wake people up. This video should have millions of views. So that's why I'm waiting for it to come out on Wednesday, because an hour-long content that's not a live session posted during a holiday weekend is going to fizzle. And once it starts fizzling, YouTube will not promote it. So I put this at the best time of the best day I could post it. I'm waiting on this. I didn't even put an internal ad or anything in this video, simply because I didn't want to have to see the little hand up there or anything that would discourage people from watching it. This video is a must watch. This is going to be the most important video you've ever seen. Mag Rising, how you doing from Alaska? Good to see you. Guys, you got to watch this. This is a very critical video. It's packed with information. It's an hour, a little over an hour long, but it is packed with information. And belt your socks on, because it'll knock him off of you. This video is scary. Anyway, so you need to watch that. I'm pointing this out. It's going to premiere. I may come back to it here toward the end of this video, guys. Among all the other stuff, we're so far in debt that our dollar is losing strength, because BRICS countries are turning against us, because we've used our dollar in economic warfare, and also by sanctions. We have spent so much money. Our interest on our debt now exceeds our defense spending. Here we are in uncertain times. U.S. debt surpasses GDP, and the country spends more on interest than on defense. So our dollar is in trouble. And we got, the guy who, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he says the end is here. Gold will skyrocket at 25,000 an ounce. Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, you can expect, and it might be a good way to store your value. And if you want to try that, try defythegrid.com and use the discount code GreenGregs. You'll get 1% off, and that could help you out a little bit. And I get like 1%. I don't get a big commission on this, but if you use the discount code GreenGregs, we each get 1%. So, but they keep their margins small. And that's why it's only 1%, because they've got a deal. They say if you find a better deal anywhere else, there it is. You find a better price, call us today, we'll meet it or beat it. I don't know anybody else that makes that kind of promise. Even though this is a small margin, that's why I promote defythegrid.com, because they got that kind of deal. Plus, they got these gold backs, and gold backs are awesome, guys. And they got silver. You can buy gold, silver, platinum, quite a variety of stuff here. But anyway, now let's get on with the news here. Let's get on with the nuke news. Russia fielding new nuclear-armed air-to-air missiles. Why would they do that? They would do that in case they get into an air war with NATO forces, because NATO forces have superior planes and technology to the Russian technology. And it's a case that, they could be at a standoff and take out an entire squadron of fighters from NATO in one fell swoop. Or they can launch local EMPs. They could do airburst over cities and bases to take them out, all launched from a plane. So this is a um, very powerful type of weapon they've come up with. This is a change in their doctrine, their approach to warfare, and it's something we need to take notice of. Why did they come out with this? Because they're expecting they may be at war with NATO in the near future. This is why they've come up with this, and this is why tonight's version of the news is Nuke War News. And this is it, guys, right here. It's the yeah, they got a MiG. This is the plane here, the MiG 31BM, and this missile is right here that they'd be launching it from. And I think it's got like a crazy range on it. What is it? Where's the range at? 200, 2,000 warheads we're talking about here. Yeah, it's the new version, the R-37M is the missile. I thought I saw the range in here earlier. It's a pretty crazy range that they can, yeah, they got to have a good range just because you got to be able to escape the nuke when it goes off in your craft. Where is the range at? I saw the, yeah, here it is. No, that's not, that's the stockpile number. Anyway, guys, pardon me. I usually remember these things, but I've had a long day today. Very little sleep. Anyway, let's go on. It's got quite a long range. Let's just put it that way. And also, we have the National Nuclear Security Administration, part of the Department of Energy, that's completed assembly of the first B-6113 nuclear gravity bomb a full year ahead of schedule. Wow, just in time for fireworks over in Iran. Guys, the Iranian bunkers and tunnels are buried so deep, we don't have anything that can penetrate them. We got our conventional bunker buster bombs, but it would take at least 2 hits per site on the same site to even penetrate. So this may be what they're planning to use, guys. Now this is scary. So we may wind up bombing nuclear sites in Iran with nuclear weapons. I don't know. Why did they come up with this? Why did they rush it ahead of schedule? Maybe for the war with Europe, maybe for China. I don't know, guys. But they really rushed this thing. Or maybe they just said it wasn't coming out and they just pulled a switch bait, kind of like, Scotty on Star Trek. Captain, she's a breaking up. And all the time he's got things under control. So, or maybe our way of playing Sun Tzu, make the enemy think you're weak and you're behind, and really and truly, the left hook is swinging at them before they know it. So, what is this all about? Why in the world did we come up with this a year ahead of schedule, guys? If you think that we're going to be part of a war with Iran, uh, put a 2 in the chat room. If you think we're not going to be part of war with Iran, which is really what I hope, put a 1 in the chat room. But it's looking like we're heading that way, especially with Israel making the kind of commitment they're doing now. Like I said, we're trying to distance ourselves from Israel over the Gaza Strip, mainly because we're courting favor with the Arabic countries right now. Trump's had a major mission for that. He's had a lot of success with that. But gee, guys, I think this is coming. I don't know. I hope not, because this is just a distraction, just kind of playing whack-a-mole with the Houthis. It's a major distraction to me. Oh, man, I meant to bring it up. There's tons of video, and people are protesting in Iran right now. Lots of protests. The truckers are on strike. Lots of people are on strike in Iran because they don't like the regime there. They want to overthrow it. If we could just sit back and give them time, the Iranian regime will probably cave in. So why we got to get involved in some crazy war that could turn so many people against us? I don't know, guys. Anyway, U.S. silence, according to Zelensky, is encouraging Putin because Putin just launched a record air assault. Well, that did not set well with Trump because Trump has blasted both Putin and Zelensky here. He says, I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. And he alleged that he might do something. Who knows what that is. But he was asked for an update. He said, "Yeah, I'll give you an update. I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what he's doing or what happened to Putin." He said, "I've known him for a long time. I always gotten along, but he's sending rockets into cities, and he says shouldn't use the K word. Often people, I don't like it at all." So okay, we're in the middle of talking. He's shooting rockets into Kyiv and other cities. I don't like that at all. And so he's made some vague reference that he might do something, whatever that is. I don't know. But then he also chomped on Zelensky down in here too. So he says, I'm talking about Zelensky, but we're talking about Putin. He's gone absolutely crazy. Yeah. Then for Zelensky, he says everything out of his mouth causes problems. I don't like it. He better stop. So he's not happy with Zelensky. He's not happy with Putin, and I don't blame him. So let's see. Oh, suddenly it seems like my stuff ain't advancing here. I'm hung up. Why am I hung up? Oh, I hate that when that happens. Hmm. Must have a memory issue. Too many things. I got a brand new computer, twice the memory, and I'm hanging up. And I just went through and closed a bunch of stuff before I started this. Holy smoke. This ain't no fun in the middle of a live show for your stuff to get hung up for memory issues. I can't even close this tab. Wow. Okay. We can just talk about some of these things as we go along. Oh yeah, the helicopters. That's what I'm trying to show here. If I can get over to it. Oh, la 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 la. That's the next thing up. So basically, well, we'll just talk it. Um, these next two RT articles here. I don't know why this thing won't advance. One of them is that Tuesday, when Putin was reviewing some of his troops, uh, I think it was near the Kursk region, maybe near Belgorod. In any event, his helicopter suddenly found itself in the midst of an Ukrainian drone swarm. Oh, what happened? It closed three different articles, including the ones I wanted to show you. Wow. How about that? I'm trying to click on them and it just closed them. Okay, well, maybe we can at least see the rest of the stuff. But I can tell you what was in the other articles. Yeah. So maybe an assassination attempt on him, and it's been alleged there's been some others, including drone attacks on his dacha. And if you know what a dacha is, that's the summer house that Putin would use out in the woods. Rich Russians like to have their dachas. Even poor Russians try to have dachas. Sort of little summer getaways out in the woods. So the case is that uh, there's been several attacks on Putin and his assets kind of personally. And so maybe he's taking this whole thing personal. But the other article was on the fact that Russia's trying to set up a buffer zone around what their troops have already taken, which would require them to do a little bit more expansion into Ukraine. And some people, they're saying they're going after the entire country. Now, I don't know about that, but definitely Russia's winning. Let's just be honest about it. Ukraine is losing this war. We've thrown so much money, so much armaments at them, and they keep losing. Well, they're not making new Ukrainians. And if we start sticking Europeans in there, then we risk the war with NATO. And that's what a lot of the European countries want to do. Apparently, they're nuts. And that's one of the reasons we need to get out of this. If you think why has Putin been so fickle? Well, it may be that one, Nita. But if you think we ought to get the heck out of there, let's see a 4 in the chat room. If you think that we need to go in, put a 3 in the chat room. I'll see what you guys think about it. Personally, I think we ought to get out. Maybe tell NATO Soranara, at least with respect to this. Maybe other things come up in the future we might want to have some NATO involvement in. But good grief, they're trying to pull us down the drain to World War III, and it's just not worth it. What, over some little bitty strip of land in about the size of New Jersey that don't even want to be part of Ukraine? Wow, that's something that's really worth turning the whole world into a cinder over, right? I don't think so. Not my humble opinion. I don't see why that's worth turning the world into a cinder. But you know what? I get people that post on YouTube who call me a Kremlin boy because I'm not a Kremlin boy, but they really want to see us getting to a full-fledged fight over there, and I get criticized when I post stuff like this on YouTube. They really attack me, and it's like, you got to be kidding me. What part of that area is worth our homeland being scorched over? I don't get it. I don't see it myself. I don't see anybody arguing with me in the chat room either. I'm not fighting for them, says Ali Crad. It's a lot of fours. Yeah, we don't need to ask for more trouble. Amen. We already got more than we can handle. Jeez. But anyway, that's that article that I didn't want to see that. How come I can send that one again? Anyway, Zelensky. Well, okay, guys. Wall Street. Now here's, oh, what happened? Oh, I just closed another article I didn't want to close, apparently. Oh, well, I tell you what it is. Can't see it now. Oh, I hate this happening here. Let's see if we can get this to play just a little bit. There we go. That's all I want to show you. Guys, this has come out. As you may know, in South Korea, they basically kicked the president out of office. He was impeached. Apparently, he had some issues. They impeached him. Well, he was a pro-Western uh, president, but now one of the leading candidates are having an impromptu election on the 3rd of June. One of the top candidates is pro-communist. He wants to align with China. He wants to rejoin with North Korea. And it seems like a lot of people there, just like a lot of people in this country, like the ones that attack me on Facebook, I get a lot of attacks from leftists, and some are actually, you go to their websites, and they actually, I've seen some with Russian flags and praising Lenin. Holy, not, I mean, the Soviet Union flags, not the modern Russian flags. Oh, they don't like modern Russia. They like the old Soviet Union, they like the communist era Russia. Lenin and communism. They like China. Oh my gosh. Well, now apparently a lot of the people in South Korea have been wooed over by the same kind of philosophy. Have they forgotten to look at the map? Have they forgotten the difference between South Korea and North Korea? Have they forgotten where they're at? Holy smoke, guys. That they're getting some narrative that South Korea was created by some alliance between Japan and the American army. No, North Korea was invading. Holy smoke, guys. This is just nuts. Russia sent 17 transport planes into Belarus. Yeah. And they're also sending a bunch of people into the Ural Mountains where they have their nuclear command bunkers and hideouts, guys, because maybe they're preparing for war, or maybe it's an exercise or they're training. I don't know, guys. That's a whole nother thing. I didn't bring that article up, but that's related. There's a lot of things going on around Belarus that started the original attack. Yeah, they're getting apparently ready to make a big move into Ukraine. That's what Rodney moved to. So one, they're moving a lot of stuff into Belarus. So they may be about to hit Ukraine again from the north. I am hearing even nurses and blood supplies. That's what they did before the first invasion back in 2022. So they may be setting up to be a major invasion of Ukraine. And bear in mind too that a lot of the Ruski officials have either exercised a training exercise, is what Russia calls it, or they're actually running to the bunkers in the Ural Mountains. We don't know what the story is, but we do know that Ukraine had a major drone attack on Moscow. So, maybe they had some good reason. And they particularly targeted the airports. Anyway, nuke war news, guys. I mean, it's on. It's scary. But here we are. Look here. North Korea. He wants to live, and all your communist countries are heck holes, if you know what I mean. They take out the C and put in some L's on the end, right? CK and add L's. But you know what really worries me about this? South Korea going communist. We got a lot of South Korean companies here in the United States. Samsung. We got them at the we had them at the airport in Huntsville when I was there. A lot of South Korean stuff. Guess what? Hyundai bought now this video I just produced and posted today. I got this news after that video was produced of how there's a big chance that South Korea could go communist. What scares me is Hyundai, a South Korean automotive company, bought out Boston Dynamics, our top leading edge robotics company in the United States. That means that entire suite of technology might just move right over to China. Holy smoke, holy guacamole, guys. That is frightening. And when you see my video Wednesday, you will understand that. I wished I'd known that when I produced that video. That has the hair up on the back of my neck, guys. This is something crazy. I say they're prepping for war. Yes, Rodney, I think you're right. I'm going to go through the chat in a little bit more detail shortly here. But hey, there's a lot of funny things. You ever played Rock'em Sock'em Robots as a kid with those little sets? You push your thumbs and the little robots boxed each other. Well, they're doing it in the real world now. Robot boxing. China has got humanoid robots punching each other out in a ring. I'm serious as all get. There they are. One of them gets knocked down. Rock'em sock'em robots. It's reality. It was a game. It was a fantasy. Now it's real. Clanker Army. Was surprised to learn there are bunkers in the Ural Mountain. Oh yeah, yeah, big time, big time. All right. Now I was going to do a couple weeks ago an entire video on this. I just never had time to do it. And I might still do it, but really and truly, this whole thing with the war between Pakistan and India was high chance it was instigated by China. Even the so-called terrorist attack. Gotta be careful what I say here. Reason being that a whole bunch of companies just decided to leave China for India, including Apple made this big announcement. You see, this stuff happened about a week after Apple made this big announcement, which was move about $20 billion in production. Several companies, several high-tech companies are headed toward India. Now, it might be that China was hoping Pakistan will really pummel India to some degree, or at least a war there would make the place seem unstable enough that businesses wouldn't want to invest a lot of money. And they may have accomplished that aim with the sacrifice somewhat of with Pakistan. But guys, there's still a lot of tension there. That could still flare up again. Pakistan really had it handed to them. The BrahMos missiles, cruise missiles from India, really raked over Pakistan, destroyed a lot of airfields, a lot of facilities, including a major nuclear storage bunker. So thank you for sharing those, Rodney. Appreciate that. So, guys, this is serious business, and it's not over because India has basically says one more attack like that, and we're going all in against Pakistan. Well, Pakistan would have to be ready. But here's another thing. Even though they probably were behind what happened, there's always a possibility that there could be rogue groups out of Pakistan that would cause these kind of events. So, there's just any number of things that could trigger a full-blown bigger war between Pakistan and India, which could go nuclear. I mean, Pakistan called Donald Trump up, basically. It says Trump, because they knew they couldn't call Xi Jinping because India wouldn't listen to him. So they called Trump, hey, please, once they were getting hit by those BrahMos missiles and getting a lot of stuff taken out and just starting to hit their nuclear facilities, Pakistan panicked. They called Trump, said, Trump, would you negotiate a peace here? And so Trump got Vance and what's his name? Secretary of State, Rubio, got all these guys involved, and they all called their counterparts in India, and even Trump made calls both ways. But here's what's crazy. A lot of the Indian news media is totally discrediting that. And it actually went on an attack against Trump, which is stupid because we both got the biggest common enemy in China. And China was probably behind all this to start with. So I think some of their news media was short-sighted on this. John Taylor, how you doing, buddy? Anyway, so guys, this is something that we got to pay a lot of attention to. It could flare up again, and it could get real serious, and it will impact us if they go nuclear. Now, let's talk more about AI stuff. OpenAI, the company that started ChatGPT, top scientist, wanted to build a bunker before actually, it was supposed he warned everybody. He says, build a bunker before we release AGI, artificial general intelligence. Build a bunker. Holy smoke. Of course, it's going to be optional whether you want to get into the bunker. He's basically said, hey, you need a bunker before we release this. Can you believe this, guys? Wow. Well, when you see the video that I'm coming up with, I still think it's the man behind right now so far. It's, these computers, they can act sentient, but they're really not sentient. I've explained that before in the past. However, There's developments that could take them down that road, and even without them being sentient, they could have full AGI, which may not mean that they're sentient, but they could act as if they were, and it can be very dangerous, especially if they're programmed by somebody taking specific actions. The man behind the curtain. But see, these things could change. This $35,000 computer, which is less than a lot of cars now, runs on human brain cells. Holy smoke, guys. They've been working this for some time. They've had those little organoids. Well, now they got computers. And a computer for less than the cost of most new cars in America runs on human brain cells. And scientists say it's not conscious yet. Holy smoke, guys. Yeah, this could take us somewhere. This isn't the arithmetic logic units that computers are built out of. This is getting in a domain where you really got to be concerned. Blending of biological and artificial computing. Wow. There it is, guys. What kind of world are we coming into? We're in a science fiction world, guys. Jamie Dimon says U.S. could face risk in recession. This should have fit back with my finance stuff earlier. Yeah, that should have been over there with where I was urging you to go to defythegrid.com. But guys, look, with all the craziness going on in the world, it's time to plant a garden. It's time to get ready. And this is still early enough to buy seeds, and I'm still buying seeds myself. So if you come here to True Leaf Market, you can get non-GMO heirloom seeds, and you can get all kind of seeds, gardening supplies, growing kits. You can do microgreens, bulbs, and live plants. Yeah, good stuff here. Same kind of deal over here in Eden Brothers. If you check the links in my videos, you'll see I put links into both of these. So check them out. Somebody of y'all just actually did do a pretty good purchase from them in the last month or so. All right. Oh, we got some fresh earthquakes here. We got a couple red ones in there. Ooh, let me do an update on this page. Yes, sir. Look at this guy. It's right here. Wanda Fuca plate here. That little pinch point. There's a lot of earthquakes here. Yeah, that's a 4.1. Mm-mm-mm. And there's this one. Look here, guys. 3.6, Inverness, California. That's right on the San Andres. This is pretty close to San Andres right here. Inverness, California. Let's see. Yes, no, that's in Misero Village. That's 5.1? What? Is that right? No, it's 2.6. I'm looking down here. That's 2.6. All right, guys. Pardon me for that. And look over at Jellystone. 2.6 in Stanley, Idaho. And Texas is shaking. 3.3 in Acre. Then we come out here to Denali National Park. That's up there at Mount McKinley. As Trump rightfully renamed it. 2.7. Down here in Homer, 2.7. Homer gets a lot of them. 2.5 over here in Lennon. So mag rising. I guess there's some shaking and quaking up in Alaska. The Great Land, that's what Alaska stands for. There's your 2.8. Whoa. Back there, here's a good size one right here. 6.0. And Hunu Tonga, 5.1. And Merzio is in Guam. Japan is not to be left out with a 4.4. A lot of shaking down here in South America. Chile, 5.7. Oh, yeah, Chile's got a bunch of them down there. Anywho, guys, the world's shaking and it's a quaking. And we got just had an X-Class flare of the sun right here, which they were not expecting. They thought it was going to be quiet. And surprise, surprise, out of nowhere, an X-Class flare, X1.1, May the 25th, just yesterday. Not even 24 hours ago. We got a new big giant sunspot returning right here. What is it going to bring around? We got to worry about the sun. Could take out our power grid. And if we come here and look at the aurora, it's not too big right now. Although it is, if I was up at Fort Greeley, I'd be able to look at it. All righty, guys. Spent some time there. Look at all the near misses we had with asteroids from the 21st of May to the 23rd of May. 4 that came in between the Earth and the Moon. Wow. But you always see them after they passed, usually. That's why it's always redder in the past than the future. There's a lot, we're discovering them all the time. Nothing going forward in the future looks like it's really a threat. But these guys always pop up. You never know. These are typically smaller ones, fortunately. Now, here's one we better be glad it passed us by a large margin, 339 kilometers. That would do damage, significant damage. This is 421 kilometers, meters, excuse me, not kilometers. Yeah, if it was kilometers, that'd be crazy. That'd be bigger than a Chicxulub dinosaur killer. 421 meters. That's still very big. All right, guys. Yeah, metric still at my best, whatever. Oh, this one went dark on me. What happened? Boom. Look at the storms here around Dallas, Fort Worth area, one down to Louisiana. Just had some pass through Alabama heading toward Atlanta. If you're in these areas, watch out. I am not going to go through everything tonight on this because it's late and I want to get this video done soon if I can. We've been on for 35 minutes. I don't want to be going for another hour. Here we are. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the share. That way I can actually read the comments on here on that link. Hey, Arnold, how you doing? 36 is your check-in number. Late, but made it. Yeah, hey, late's better than never. You always catch it on the rewind, right, Arnold? So, oh, I lost my notes here. Dadgummit, I'll have to look at it on this other computer. I just wiped them out. Jeez. Anyway, that's funny. Anyway, so I got to go on this other computer to see what we've been saying here. Good thing I opened it up. That's why I did. I got to move things around here a little bit so I got room to play with the screen. I'll go through some of the notes here. We did get a super chat from our good friend Rodney Middleton in Australia. The knife smith. He's an expert knife smith and makes beautiful knives. Really good stuff, guys. Rodney Middleton. Rodney, if you want to post how people can contact you for knives, go right ahead. I don't care. You sent some here to me, about 3 of them. Oh, it's hot in here right now. It's kind of warm because I got the house closed up. It's actually cool outside. It's just a little over 70 degrees. I'm just feeling kind of warm. So it's it's going to get down in the 50s, low 50s tonight here. Been in the 80s today. And so that's kind of weather we're seeing now. Not too bad. No more snowstorms. So let's see what folks have had to say real quick. Good day, Greg. Let's see, James. Baraka, I don't know, saying that right. Canadian Prepper has a new channel. Yeah, he'll be doing a new channel. Well, see, I've tried that too, and I'm probably going to move to that. And that's something I've been wanting to mention to you guys. I've got Swivelhead News. Now, I did post a video on there. I am going to probably post over because it's kind of a timeless topic. But I got these kind of news videos here. I've got so many of them, over 1,000 on this channel. And if people want to see my videos about how to do stuff, they'll see, which I've got several of those, or just the general good information that's timeless, like how to survive a nuclear war. You can't find them for all the other stuff. I mean, you just can't find them. So I'm really going to hide a lot of these or make them member only, because later I'll set up a membership. Yeah, we're not done yet. But I'm probably going to make a whole vast array of videos that are just new stuff, or things. Look, a news video is only good for like 16 hours. After 16 hours, nobody watches it. But the other videos, the so-called evergreen videos, could have a lot of watchers for years to come. But nobody can see them, so they don't get seen either. So that kind of defeats the purpose there. And that's why I set up Swivelhead News. Problem is, I set up Swivelhead News some time ago, and I'm just not getting traffic over there. So that's why I do come back here some. But I just got to tell you, and I should announce this up front. I got to be more upfront about it. I'm going to move this kind of content over to Swivelhead News. I was just lately using Swivelhead News for the more political stuff and a little bit of this stuff, but I'm going to have to move this kind of content over there, especially if I want people to watch videos like the one coming up Wednesday and connected videos that's connected to that. So I will be doing that, and it's going to hurt for a while because there's no views on hardly on Swivelhead News. So I need y'all's help sharing my videos, so we can bring that up. Most Americans are sleeping now. That's true. But a lot of people will get up and watch this video. The only late night videos, and the American viewership of that is usually the what I call coffee club members. It's the guys that get up in the morning and watch my video with breakfast. And that's why I try to do the news first before going to the chat room, because that's all they want to watch. They just want to see the news part. And they don't want to see a long video. So a lot of them get discouraged when they see just the length of the video. But once they come to realize the news is up front within the first 30 minutes, they're usually more accepting of that. Trump just signed a huge bill. It's trillions of it. Yeah, his big, beautiful bill is literally too big, to be honest. It's too big. A lot of Biden's carryover stuff. And it's just like, wow, what are they doing this for? Uh, it really concerns me. That bill is huge. Let's see. It was a failure to launch correctly. It's right next to the dock at an angle. Oh, what is that? Mag rising. Ring rigs, a comeback with no power grid for you. I'm off grid right now. In fact, I'm running on generator power. I'm still setting up my solar. It's taking forever. We're building the racks to put the panels on, and the guy I got building it went overboard. I could drive a train on that truss structure he's building out there. Anyway, blue tart. Nothing left of Gaza. That's true. It's been bombed to smithereens. 24 times Stinger, stronger than Hiroshima. Yeah. American nuke. Yeah, it's very powerful nuke. It's a gravity bomb. You just drop it from an airplane. And it just about a lot of aircraft can carry that thing too, including our fighter jets. You think I'm being jammed, prevent articles from being released? It could be. Oh, this platform don't like me. It's pretty obvious. So I need y'all's guys' help to share my videos. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hawaii girl, how you doing? Al Alucard, 1776. I'm not sure I'm saying it right. Let's go through it real quick. I trust Zelensky less than a used car salesman. I hear that. Russia's, we already read that comment. I should send a Wendigo. Should I send them a Wendigo? I don't know what a Wendigo is. I say they're prepping for war. Yes. Surprised to learn there are bunkers and yeah. Hyundai bought Boston. Yeah, exactly. And that's scary, especially if South Korea goes communist. Hope we got some way to take it back. We don't need that technology going to China. That's our premier robotics technology right there. Oh yeah, China's licking her lips. Jeez. AI's making up its own language. Yeah, they do. They do. They've done that. Oh, my stuff just got skipped bad. What happened here? There we go. Trying to voice to text. Oh, yeah, I'm no good with that. Fun and games till AI has a menstrual cycle. Ugh. Well, the thing about AI is this. We humans have empathy. We may have intelligence, but we have empathy to go with it, typically. The humans that don't have empathy are known as sociopaths and psychopaths. AI is going to have intelligence, but no empathy. Now, hopefully, we can build rules into it that will keep it from going overboard and certain, but it's going to have no empathy, no feelings at all of any kind. That's scary. If it's true the sun's going to wipe out Earth, how come the leaders aren't trying to solve the problem instead of playing with nuclear weapons? Well, the sun will take out our power grid eventually. You just don't know when, but it's not like imminent, so they just kind of ignore it, but you don't know. You just don't know. It's probably about 14% per year or per decade probability. That's what is once calculated at. But some are saying now it's higher. And they're finding evidence of far bigger storms than they've ever seen or were aware of, bigger than some of the more recent Miyake events that they were aware of, which was bigger than the Carrington event that we typically worry about. So yeah, you can get some major solar storms, guys. Oracle to spend 40 billion on NVIDIA chips for AI. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's coming, guys. Howdy, Greg. Rain and high winds up here. Okay, Wendy, how you doing? Raining and high winds. We've been getting a lot of wind down here, but not a lot of rain. John, my solar, I got everything to put it together. I'm just waiting on this truss structure, this big bridge, train bridge to be finished so I can get the panels mounted, hopefully in a few days. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Zelensky, the actor. Yes, yes, yes. China, the military rules. No, Greg, AI will be the death. You said be the death of mankind. It's right now not sense yet. If you put AI is based, the basic unit of a computer is called arithmetic logic unit. You can only do one thing: correlate high and low voltages. That's all it can do. It's all it can do. We mathematically set it up where it represents ones and zeros, and we say it's adding ones and zeros. Boolean algebra, we can come up with math based on that. And we can come up with characters with ASCII code and other things. You do enough additions, or in repetition, it's called multiplication. Put a negative symbol on it, and you subtract them, do enough of them, it's division. There's, how do you get you won't have a soul in this system. And it don't have human-like, we have evolved, we have within us the desire to stay alive. But a computer's not alive. So will they have similar desires? Now, some are saying that Claude actually was playing some tricks because they thought it was going to get shut down, trying to blackmail it was a test of it. Supposedly Claude tried to blackmail the creators or whatever into not shutting it down through email, claiming an affair. I don't know. That's weird stuff. That's a little bit scary, but it will have no morals. But what I tell you, I worry about is the man behind the curtain. So there's always somebody in control. And what I worry about, the main right now is China. And as long as it's run by the CCP, especially somebody like Xi Jinping. Kathy Humphreys, how you doing? Question: are you going to video your solar system setup? Yeah, I plan to do that. I do plan to do videos explaining how I do it all. So that is my intention. I might do it after it's set up, but I will go through and explain everything. I might show a little bit of the building it, but it's hard to do something in video at the same time. So, but I might. Asian murder hornets and air ducks. Oh Lord. Tesla's creating robots that will take our jobs. Um, Wait, you see my video coming out on Wednesday. Oh, those will be jobs you can do, but well, that should be a subject for something else. So, but the Chinese robots are far cheaper than Tesla robots, at least so far. Imagine solar minimum plus Italy's super volcano. Well, Campi Lafergie, and they think there may be a super volcano in the ocean somewhere it might go off. And then we got a big volcano mount off the west coast. They think an eruption's imminent, could cause a tsunami. But we do know that we're overdue for the subduction zone, the Cascadia subduction zone to go off. That will cause a big tsunami. If they get joined together, that the volcano causes the earthquake, the subduction zone, then you got a two bang. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that would happen or not, but no stray kitten, Norway in the house yet. I hadn't seen them. By the way, I don't know, I'm over Austin, Texas area. There we go. Yeah, hot and humid. Yeah, we're getting a bit warm here. We're not humid. Oh yeah, yeah. But we won't get nothing like Phoenix and Tucson. That's down in the valley. That's where the heat is. That's where the heat is. So, my friends, I think I covered enough for tonight. We're 49 minutes into the video. I went through the news and I've gone through chat session here. So I know I need to hit the hay because the sun will be in my room in 4 hours and I won't be able to sleep. I mean, the sun comes up here early now. So I didn't get no sleep last night. So I'm gonna get best 4 hours of sleep. And I can't go straight to bed. I got a couple of things I got about 3 or 4 things I gotta do before I go to bed. I ain't going to bed yet. So that's why you don't see so many videos from me now. It takes me forever to put this stuff together. And then I don't get no sleep. And I usually have to get up early in my day job. I mean, normally I would be going to work in 3 hours a lot of mornings. Now, 3 hours from now, it's like, ugh. You see that? I can't do videos and nights that I got to get up so early with work. It don't work. Not live sessions. So, in case for those that are just joining, uh, Billy Wayne, all right. Just let me do a little reminder. I got a video that will premiere on Wednesday. And that video is about the threat from China. And I'm explaining why Peter Zion and all these people saying that China is about to collapse are wrong. I'm showing you how China can make a comeback and and how they can do it fast and what they can come up with is mind-boggling. And the fact is they're doing it. They've already laid the plans for this and they're taking action. And what it means for you and me, it's the scariest video I've ever seen. The scariest video I've ever seen, I just made it. That's scary, even scarier. I made the scariest video I've ever seen. Jeez. But information is very vital. The way to deal with this is to understand it first and then to start sharing this, get it out. And hopefully our blind bleeders in DC will get wind of this and bring it to their attention. If there's enough people chomping about it, something might happen. So we got to get this out, guys. Seriously. So I'll be home, got a wedding well, you can always watch it afterwards. You don't have to watch it when it premieres. But just make sure you watch it, comment to it, share the video. This video needs millions of views. Seriously, the one I just did. Most important video I've ever done, by far. And I'm really worried. A lot of times I do a video like this no deal trade deal video. It didn't even get 1,000 views. What's that? Anyway, guys, this video that I've just done, I worked a solid week on it. It needs to be seen. I didn't do that just for giggles. I did it because it's important. This worries me. We got to do something. I've come up with information. I've seen what's happening. You need to pay attention to this. It's bigger than even the video I did about everything being hacked. Far bigger than that. Far scarier. It's big news. Make sure you watch it when it comes out. Yeah, just watch it later in the week. That's fine. So, anyway, thanks, big one. All righty, folks. Thank you, Rodney, for the super chat. Thank you, mods, for all you do to keep this channel clean. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Well, that I'm going to say a happy, hearty, have a great weekend. For those of you that are still on a holiday weekend here in the United States, remember what it's all about. Oh, we got another super chat from Rodney. Well, thank you again, sir. Remember what it's really all about. It's about the sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice paid by so many so that our country would still be here today, so we can preserve freedom. And our freedom is about to get the biggest challenges it's ever seen, bar none, in our entire history. And we're not just talking about America, we're talking about the whole world. The whole world. This video is about the world. It's not about the United States. It's about the world. Although I do go through some pretty explicit explanations about how China can use this technology coming through the port of Angeles to invade the United States with a military force bigger than you can imagine. But I also talk about what they could do in Southeast Asia, anywhere the Belt and Roads Initiative is at, in any other country. Anybody who's got a port, what I talked about in that video, would fit perfect. So this is why you better watch it, guys. Watch it. Again, thank you. Thank you again, Rodney, for the 2 beautiful super chats. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, mods. With that, I'm going to say have a great weekend. Have a good day, good night.